At first, it's just a curve on the skyline, but get closer and the scale hits you. This isn't just a marvel of engineering. It's a symbol of a city's pride, a nation's ambition, and a gateway into the story of America's westward journey.
And there's the park rangers, and they give us a wave.
Most people know the shape. Few know the struggle, the controversy, or what's hidden below. Let's step inside the Gateway Arch and discover what makes this place so much more than just a photo stop. The Gateway Arch is the tallest monument in the U.S. It looks like an arch, but the measurements say it's a square, 630 feet high by 630 feet wide. It's taller than the Statue of Liberty, wider than a national monument is tall, and it's made entirely of stainless steel. You can walk under it, touch it, take the classic wide-angle photo from the lawn. But the real experience? Well, that starts when you go inside. St. Louis was once known as the gateway to the West. This was where pioneers launched their journeys. It's where Lewis and Clark prepared to explore the unknown. In 1804, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark set out from this region to chart the Louisiana Territory. Their expedition took them thousands of miles, through what would become Missouri, Montana, and Idaho, pushing past the edge of the known world. Their journey included the treacherous Missouri River, a winter near present-day North Dakota, meetings with dozens of native nations, and the iconic crossing of the Rockies. By the mid-1900s, St. Louis wanted to reclaim that legacy. The idea was born, a monument to westward expansion. A national design contest brought in over 170 submissions. Some proposed obelisks, other futuristic towers. Can you imagine if these were built? I mean, there's nothing to write home about. No. I mean, they're great in what they're doing, but
don't capture your imagination.
But look at this.
It's just jumped out.
That's wow. Yeah.
Slaps you in the face.
Yeah. But one rose above them all. Eero Saarinen was just 38 when he designed the arch. It was pretty simple, pure in form, no ornament, just curve and sky. And it was controversial. People said it looked like a giant croquet hoop, or worse, a waste of taxpayer money. He suddenly died before construction began, but his vision, it lived on. Construction began in 1963 and finished 2 years later. The arch was an engineering marvel. The two legs were built at the same time, rising with perfect precision. If they were even slightly off, they wouldn't meet. But on October 8, 1965, the final piece locked into place. The Gateway Arch was born. What many visitors miss is what's underground. Beneath the arch lies the museum at the Gateway Arch. Newly renovated, it's a stunning, immersive experience that tells the story of St. Louis, the frontier, and the people who shaped it. There are 6 galleries. Each one takes you through a different era. From colonial St. Louis, where French fur traders and Native Americans coexisted, to the dramatic westward migration, complete with full-size wagons, maps, and diaries. You'll find rare artifacts, a recreated 1800s riverfront street, voices of enslaved people and their fight for freedom, indigenous stories that challenge what we thought we knew. A Civil War gallery explains Missouri's divided loyalties. Another explores the riverboat economy that fueled a nation. Kids can engage with interactive exhibits, virtual map explorations, tactile models, and replica riverboats. It's not just a museum, it's a time machine. Okay, let's go up. The south leg waiting area has 8 slots that lead to 8 pods that seat 5 people for a maximum of 40 people per trip. After a short film, it's time to line up again at the elevator doors. So on peak days, that's 40 people here, 40 people waiting for the elevators, 40 in the elevators, and 40 at the top for a total of 160. There's also the same capacity on the north side, which would double that number to 320, but that side wasn't open today. And no, this is not wheelchair friendly. The pods are part elevator and amusement park ride. If you've seen the Willy Wonka movie and those weird elevators, well, it's kind of the same thing. These rotate as they climb, following the curve, and takes about 4 minutes to get to the top. In case you can't picture it, there's a working model you can check out. And no, you're not seeing things. Those pods are only a 5-foot high barrel with a 4-foot door. Once inside, you'll find out pretty quick if you're claustrophobic. There's also a live view back in the museum if you prefer to stay on the ground. Each leg has over 1,000-step maintenance stairwell, and the windows give a great view of the journey up.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Bowling Green, I'm just gonna do. There might be a couple lunches I go to, some of the free ones, whatever, right? And other than that, I'll just stick with the whole area, whatever it's within an hour drive or something like that. Yeah, I'll do a bunch of caves, but that's what I want to do. And a bunch of other stuff like that, so. It's a little long to spend 4 days there, but I'm hoping the other club, maybe go for front three drives or whatever, hang with them, right?
And there's a couple of the events I want to hit. The trivia one for sure.
Right.
And maybe one of the passport radar ones, but I think the rest are.
Once the doors open, there's a few more stairs to climb to the viewing platform. So even if they made ramps at the bottom to the pods, there's really no room to do the same once you get here to the top. Once I got up here, I only had 8 minutes to enjoy the view. The first thing I thought was I'm glad there's not 40 people here. Could you imagine what it would be like at peak times with the north elevator adding another 40 people here, all clamoring for a spot at the 16 windows? The second thing I noticed was how small the windows are. That's due to the immense pressure on them, which limits their size to only 7 by 27. And yes, it does sway slightly in the wind, up to 18 inches in strong winds. But today, it's calm out. Not many people, so my experience was quiet, peaceful, and like I'm floating 63 stories above history. To the west, downtown St. Louis stretches out like a miniature model, complete with the 1839 courthouse. Busch Stadium, built in 2006, houses Major League Baseball St. Louis Cardinals. On game days, you can actually see the players and the crowd moving in real time from up here. Turn east and the mighty Mississippi dominates the view. Look north and you'll spot Eads Bridge, opened in 1874. This was the first bridge to span the Mississippi at St. Louis, and the first in the world to use steel as its primary material. The river once carried steamboats and settlers westward and brought cotton, furs, and other goods back the other way. Back then, the riverfront below was a gritty hub of warehouses, rail yards, and cobblestone wharves. But today, it's been reborn as a Gateway Arch National Park. Covering 91 acres, this is the smallest national park in the U.S. by area and the only one centered around urban architecture instead of wilderness. It was first established as a Jefferson National Expansion Memorial in 1935 and later renamed in 2018.
Down the right side of the wall. How's it going?
Good.
Up the stairs. Left and up.
Oh, yeah, nice to get my head.
It's all 3D relief. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not, but it is 3D. So now I'm taking a digital video of a digital video. Oh, I think this is live. There's our cars.